straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hi, welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Now, from a country whose cricketing structure is in shambles to another that is about to get more robust. I've got you covered here on the show today. Haris Rauf, Pakistan cricketer's altercation with a mere fan on the streets of Florida has gone viral. But that's not the worst part. He confronts the fan assuming he's Indian. Has Rauf let Pakistan down with this? Over to the Indian cricket system that is on the verge of only getting more robust as they welcome a change of guard and the Gautam Gambhir era. He's ahead in the race for head coach of the men's cricket team. What changes does Gambhir want and what can we expect from the new regime at the Indian team? Also, Messi breaks the internet, not with his nimble footwork. Copa America is still a day away, but from his linguistic charms. Wait to hear more. But first, to look at the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket and the T20 World Cup, England beat West Indies by 8 wickets at the Super 8s. But put into bat first, West Indies scored 180 for 4. In response, Phil Salt's 87 of 47 deliveries helped England chase the target down in the 18th over. Over in football and the Euros, Germany has made it through to the round of 16. This after their second win, a 2-0 victory in Group A against Hungary. Jamal Musiala gave the Germans a lead in the 22nd minute. Ike Gundogan scored the second goal in the 67th minute to wrap up the game. Europe's football governing body, UEFA, has fined Albanian and Serbian football federations $10,000 each. Albania fans displayed banners with a map extending their country's borders into neighboring countries, and Serb fans were showing banners that included Kosovo with the slogan "No Surrender" during their match against England. Over in tennis, 4 women Grand Slam champions have been given wildcard entries to Wimbledon. 2021 US Open winner Emma Raducanu, 4-time Grand Slam winner Naomi Osaka, 2018 Australian Open champion Karolina Wozniacki, and 3-time Slam champion Angelique Kerber will directly feature in the main draw. And staying with tennis, world number 5, Daniil Medvedev has crashed out of the Hall Open. The Russian was up against Zhang Zhizhen in the second round. Medvedev got off to a shaky start but fought back in the second, eventually lost 3-6, 6-2, 6-7. By now, we can safely say that the status quo when it comes to Pakistan cricket is a state of unrest. That is, unrest is the only constant. They are forever on tenterhooks, waiting to explode or react. With Pakistan cricket, you can never have a sense of calm for too long. As unfortunate as that may be, in fact, a couple of days ago, a video went viral. It was circulated everywhere. It showed a Pakistan cricketer in very poor light. And not just any Pakistan cricketer, he's one of their key bowlers in the national lineup. Haris Rauf nearly getting into a fist fight with a couple of fans outside his hotel in Florida. Now, there are many things wrong with what just happened and the pictures that you're seeing. One, this was not a cricket stadium. Haris Rauf was with his family, and as he claims later through his social media platform, the fan had targeted his family. Look, as a cricketer, and a Pakistan cricketer more so, you ought to expect the Pakistan fans to be enraged, especially after a pillow-par performance, and I'm putting it very kindly, at yet another World Cup. But I also understand Rauf being taken by surprise there. Even so, what was horribly wrong was the way he reacted, going in there to get into a fist fight nearly, and he would have had he not been physically stopped and pulled back. He forgot where he was, who he was, and the fact that his family was present, whom he claims was insulted. And then came the line that he just shouldn't have uttered. Heard in that video, he tells the fan, who was wearing a Pakistan cricket jersey in fact, that this is not India. Now, there are so many things incorrect with that statement. One, and the first instinctive reaction of Haris Rauf itself after he's taunted is to assume that the fan had to be Indian. That knee-jerk reaction says it all. That he assumes the worst towards a Pakistan cricketer only coming from Indian fans. No, Haris Rauf, your country and the fans in Pakistan are enraged. You just have to open social media sites to see the rage from your own fans. And no, this doesn't happen in India, which is what he was insinuating. The incident has shown the state that Pakistan cricketers are in. First of all, there is little to no unity within the dressing room, as per reports of Pakistan media itself. It's a team that clearly is unable to trust each other on a cricket field. So that reaction and the way Rauf almost went in there to get into a fist fight with a fan just shows how defensive he got. Now, I understand it has been a rather difficult year for Haris Rauf. He's been in and out of the side, an injury break, the fallout with the Pakistan Cricket Board over him choosing to play the Big Bash League in Australia over national duty. It's been a rough ride, and of course, then the dismal performance by the national team at the T20 World Cup. And here his reaction just showed a Pakistan cricketer in poor light. The PCB, meanwhile, came out threatening to take legal action against the fan if he did not apologize. A threat that sounds vacant and silly, even to me. These are fans who vent, who abuse. They feel they are stakeholders of the game, that they somehow own the team, especially fans in the subcontinent. And there is no way you can control what a fan will say to you, to your team, your players, and where. The matter did not end here, though. Haris Rauf received a lot of support from his teammates online. And many of these statements, these tweets, had very angry responses too from a lot of fans across the world. But it was too late, because that comment by Rauf saying this is not your India caught fire on the internet, and the pacer apparently seems to have told a Pakistan media outlet that he shouldn't have assumed that that fan was an Indian, that it was a reaction in the heat of the moment. But as an international cricketer, there is much more expected of you, Haris Rauf. The way you behave and the words you say is a reflection of not only you, but your country and the team that you represent, which you have clearly let down. Take what happened in India. Even during the Indian Premier League, a section of rowdy fans kept booing Mumbai franchise captain Hardik Pandya after he took over. But none of us saw Hardik Pandya lose his cool, did we? And this is not the first time a Pakistan cricketer has acted and reacted this way. Back in 2022, after Pakistan lost to Sri Lanka at the Asia Cup, then PCB chief Ramiz Raja was involved in an ugly altercation with an Indian journalist. When the journalist asked Raja to give a message to Pakistani fans about their loss, Ramiz Raja snapped back saying, "You're from India, so obviously you must be happy." He was lambasted by fans across India and Pakistan for this behavior, for this statement. And it is statements like these that sour a relationship that's already taut with tension. And it comes at a time when Pakistan is trying its best to convince India to travel for the ICC Champions Trophy that's set to be held in Pakistan next year. But coming back to this, you saw the video, I'm sure. I ask you, where does the fault lie, and who is responsible for the way this incident played out? Now, it has been quite a whirlwind last few months for former India cricketer Gautam Gambhir, culminating with Kolkata franchise winning the Indian Premier League, a franchise he had once captained and, of course, then mentored this year. And he may be taking a bit of a break with his family, but this is just the calm before the storm. He's only preparing himself for one of the most grueling roles in Indian cricket, that of head coach of the men's national squad. Gautam Gambhir reportedly gave an interview via Zoom recently to the BCCI, and if sources are to be believed, then Gautam Gambhir will be announced as the new head coach weeks from now. He was not the only one who was interviewed. Former India cricketer and coach of the women's team in the past, Rupha Ramani, was also interviewed. But it all does seem to be pointing towards Gautam Gambhir, and with that, Indian cricket will head into the next era. There will be most certainly a shift in vision, and the re-entry of Gautam Gambhir as coach will herald a new phase for Indian cricket. Any change at the helm, whether it's a coach or a captain, will bring in a different approach. It always does. We saw that with Sourav Ganguly in the past. He ushered in a phase of fearless cricket, blooding in youngsters. Many of them pledged their loyalty to the other. He got in batters who defined the concept of finishers, Yuvraj Singh and MS Dhoni. a key profile in cricket today. Then there was, of course, MS Dhoni himself. The captain set the tone for the next decade of Indian cricket. These are strong-minded leaders with singular focus, leaders who infused the entire outfit with their thoughts and their vision. The team became a reflection of their personalities, as is the case with these larger-than-life leaders. So what changes can we expect from Gambhir taking charge? Now, for one, there will be a sense of complete autonomy. As was seen in the Kolkata IPL franchise, Gambhir set the tone for the dressing room, set the tone for his outfit. And he would want the same thing here at the national side too. There can be no other way with him. He will come on board only if that condition is accepted unconditionally. Then, of course, comes the way he functions. He has a different hand when it comes to seniors and juniors in the side. The way he interacted or worked with veterans like Andre Russell and Sunil Narayan, for example, was not the way he worked with an Indian cricketer Rinku Singh and the younger lot. That was the Kolkata setup. It was already in place when he took charge. So he molded that to fit his vision. In the Indian setup too, it will be mostly that. A few seniors and a bunch of relatively younger cricketers. So Gambhir essentially will have the long rope to shape this team the way he wants it to. Everyone will be keenly looking at the synergy, especially between Virat Kohli and Gautam Gambhir. Because just last year, the two were something like this. You could not think of a room with these two in it and no friction or fire. And then this year it turned to this. All smiles, a sense of polite decorum, and they will need to carry this energy forward till the time the two exist in one dressing room. Because let's face it, Virat Kohli is a superstar, the biggest star in that Indian locker room, and Gambhir may not have reached that kind of stardom as a cricketer during his playing days, but as a coach, he comes with boss vibes. And he's earned that. His resume shows that. His demeanor and his cricketing brain are proof of that. So this will be a key relationship to crack because it is a delicate stage that Virat Kohli's career sits in. He's in that last phase, and as it goes in Indian cricket, the legacy almost always precedes the performance. Then there is Rohit Sharma as well. So handling some of the personalities in the dressing room will be a task. Then, of course, comes the captain and the team. Now, we know Rohit Sharma is captain now, but there has to be a vision for the future, the next Indian captain. Who will that be? Especially for the World Cups. A new coach and a new captain will work well in setting the tone for the team for the next few years and working towards a series of common goals that the two will decide upon. Now, we know Rohit Sharma will eventually give up his reins up, at least in the shorter formats. So who are the contenders to take over as captain? Despite a horrid run at the Indian Premier League, Hardik Pandya is still a candidate, a front runner. And that just might work in this scenario. He's someone who needs a strong mentor, like he had Ashish Nehra in the Gujarat Titans outfit. So Gautam Gambhir would fit that picture well. He's a hands-on coach, like we saw at the Kolkata camp. And a new young captain will only grow under his guidance. Then, of course, there is Shreyas Iyer. Yes, he seems to be a tad out of favor with the system, but you cannot shut out performers. And yes, to get to being a captain, you have to perform. Shreyas Iyer anyway is a long shot contender, but there seems to be little choices when it comes to team leaders in white ball formats. If Rohit does step aside from the longer formats, from Test captaincy too later, I can think of no other than Jasprit Bumrah to fit that role as the captain to take India ahead to its next phase of Test cricket. Alongside Gautam Gambhir, and I specifically talk of two separate captains in the different formats because that is one thing Gambhir reportedly is keen on. Two separate squads, one for white ball cricket, the shorter formats, and the other red ball, which most definitely would mean two separate captains. A theory India never fully embraced, kind of flirted with it. They were forced to briefly just before MS Dhoni retired completely. But even so, it's a concept that has not entirely been enforced, unlike some of the other teams like South Africa, England, and of course Australia too. So I can think of many changes that is waiting to unfold with the Gambhir era. Gambhir is tactically sharp, he loves to win, and with India yet to win an ICC title for over a decade now, the last one had Gambhir in the ranks, 2011. Maybe this is the kind of coach they are looking for. He is no Gary Kirsten or Stephen Fleming. He cannot be in the background, he is in your face, but as we saw in the Kolkata setup, he let the players shine, take the spotlight in the win. This is a new and improved Gambhir, not the hot-headed but talented cricketer that we've seen so much of. He's brazen yet calculated, And that's the kind of ideology we can expect Indian cricket to take shape under his reign. Lionel Messi, a Ballon d'Or winner, world champion, a football maestro, a boy from Rosario who became a legend in Barcelona. And there is no bone in his body that isn't Spanish. That, in fact, is the only language Messi mastered in. And when it came to any interaction in English, Messi's answer was simple and to the point, no entiendo, which translates to I don't understand. Which is understandable. The man spent all his life in cities that spoke Spanish, so he never really felt the need to explore the different linguistic ventures. He was content exploring the art of football alone. But in 2023, when he made a move to the US, you know it had to catch on. Messi was entering foreign shores. Sure, he's an icon world over, but when you start playing in another country, the culture, the ethos, the language, you cannot escape it, or so Messi thought. It took more than a year, yes, but we finally heard Messi speak English. Not a paragraph, not even a full sentence, let's not be too greedy. Just 2 words, but quite impactful. Bad boys. It wasn't during a public appearance. How can you be a star in USA and not catch the Hollywood bug? Cross-promotion is all the rage, but stars across different fields coming together and you have a hit. And Will Smith has had his fair share of cross-promoting with sports stars. He played Serena and Venus Williams' father, Richard, in the movie. But getting Messi to come on board on his next and speak English was quite the coup. The football star did a cameo advert for the upcoming movie Bad Boys Ride or Die. In the trailer, Messi shows up at the doorsteps of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, the stars of the movie, and utters just 2 words, bad boys. That was all it took for the internet to go crazy. Messi speaking English was like watching a baby deer trying to walk on ice. Awkward, yet very adorable. Those 2 words were enough for fans to start asking, can Messi master his English now? And is he secretly learning more words that we don't know? Because Messi loves his Spanish on and off the field.
Messi doesn't really ever speak to me much, and if he did, then it was a little bit in Spanish always. I understand most of it in Spanish. He came over to me and said something in English. That was the first time he'd spoken to me in English during the game. He was covering his mouth like he always does.
Although Messi's teammates from Barcelona, Sergio Busquets and Luis Suarez, have all picked up conversational English considerably over the years, Messi still chooses to keep a fair distance between him and the English language. And it's quite surprising why he chooses not to indulge in it. He says he understands almost everything in English, but out of embarrassment, he doesn't wish to speak it. Now, you can almost picture this. Messi learning English is like watching a toddler learn to walk, just with a lot of more trophies in his hand. Messi may not be fluent in English, but hey, who needs words when you've got skills like his? Sure, you have stars like former tennis world number 1 Roger Federer, who's mastered several languages, and his press conferences would be a riot, flitting from English and to even Chinese. But does it really matter what language Messi speaks? A genius on the football field, a legend of the game, and that's all that counts. And it's not just the accolades in the form of silverware that he boasts of. The cameras love him, even if English grammar does not. Everyone remembers the 2022 World Cup quarterfinal between Argentina and Netherlands. Messi was constantly yelling at Wout Weghorst, saying, "Qui miras bobo," which translates to "what you looking at, idiot." And we all know what followed those words. They became a meme and it flooded the internet. So it doesn't really matter whether Messi speaks English or Spanish. His stardom has the power to make even 2 words that he utters famous, whatever language he says it in. In 2022, it was "Qui miras bobo," and this year it is "Bad Boys." So will we hear more English from Messi here on? Has his Bad Boys advert opened the doors, literally, to more meme-worthy utterances by the Argentine legend? Maybe this is all we will get to see of his dalliance with English, and probably that's the way Messi wants it. When it comes to trophies, one more, even more is never enough. But when it comes to speaking English, maybe less is more. Time for last serve. It's been a tumultuous last few weeks for Kylian Mbappe with the back and forth on the Real Madrid deal and now Euros. He even broke his nose in the last game, but guess what? He's back on the field. While he received many suggestions over the kind of masks he can wear, he's gone traditional. Take a look. Of course, football action at the Euro is also heating up, and we'll get you all the updates and reactions right here on Firstpost. That does it for today, though. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care.